All right, so that means we are going into combat mode, which means the combat minigame, which has a few rules to it.
Get some cigars if you have one.
Yeah, well, not until the fat lady sings, right? That's Independence Day. All right, so here's what's going to happen. This will be turn-based. Every one of you is going to get a turn, okay, depending on where you are in this ship. Now, the guys below decks, they don't have anything to repair yet, but they could load a torpedo. So, let's see. For our first round of action, a torpedo could be loaded, but it can't be fired yet. That would be, this turn is loading a torpedo. Okay, so is that what you would like to command one of your below deck people to do? Actually, you could just do it yourself, huh? Since you're below deck.
So that would be our 2 turns.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all we could do. Could we fire the railgun?
He could.
Yeah. So I think we should load the torpedo, and then he fires the railgun.
Okay.
And
It
then
only
Hero
takes.
and then Hero can send a threatening message.
Okay.
Could she try to hack into their
Or that.
system?
Or do
Kind
a
of.
scan to see if they've shot anything at us yet.
Or she could hack
'Cause we
hack
can't
into their
maneuver.
system to make it so, it's powered off and everything.
Let me take some assistive control here. Fine. For this turn, one of you will load the torpedo. As far as you firing the railgun, yes, you could. As far as you doing a scan, yes, doing a scan on the pursuing vessel will tell you some useful knowledge. So, how about we say you're going to fire railguns, you're going to load a torpedo, you are going to scan the ship, and you are going to pass this time, because there's nothing for you to do.
Or I could stay at, actually. Never.
So the pilot fires the railguns?
Yes.
So who goes first?
Hang on. Say what?
I could, if there's anything down there, I could check.
Sure, you can do yourself a little patrol there. So
Get all the tools ready.
yes, let's start with that. Firing the railgun.
Okay.
You are going to roll a 2d6, and you only need a 7 for a hit.
11.
11. Okay, so we have a successful hit. Let me go down here. I need to roll a 1d6. Oh, it is a 6. Oh my. You hit one of their railgun control systems.
Oh,
and so now they are already down to 1 weapon bank. So it sounds like the captain had a good suggestion there. You are loading a torpedo, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so no roll necessary. Hira is going to scan the ship. And you do not need a roll. However, you can... I wasn't supposed to tell you what you hit. That's for the... By the way, this has not been play tested like anything else. So we will say that your sensor scan revealed a solid hit on one of their railgun control systems, okay? And Baronix is standing down there sharpening his knives or mixing up a new batch of poison or something.
I thought he was going to be putting on his tool belt for any potential repairs.
Hopefully so.
I
Hopefully
did
so.
that too. A batch of poison.
Now, let's see. I will hand it to you as well that the sensor scan revealed that not only was one of their railgun control systems damaged, but they have just launched a torpedo at you.
Oh dear.
Okay, so that means that their turn is done. It is back to you guys.
So we can't maneuver, right?
We've got
Yes.
an incoming torpedo.
You can do evasive action.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, let me run through some of the things that I had prepared for it. Doesn't mean this is all you can do, okay? But a pilot, some options would be evasive action, fire railgun, launch torpedo. Again, it has to be loaded on the previous turn. The co-pilots, evasive action, sensor scan, run a ship systems diagnostic to find out where you've taken damage. And then, yes, we're introducing something new. I'm calling it reroute/bypass/hack. When these guys are trying to fix something, you can attempt to do some kind of rerouting or bypass or something. And if she has a successful roll, they don't have to do any more repairs. That thing is dealt with, okay? And then yes, as far as the deck crew, load torpedo, fix jammed railgun, repair minigame. But yes, trying to hack their computer is a viable option. And pretty much anything you guys can think of as long as it makes sense.
So are torpedoes, are they like you? Do they follow you? Are they like heat seeking or?
Yes.
They are.
No, sorry. Let me take that back. I'm doing it more like Battleship.
Okay.
You program the torpedo where you want it to go.
And it goes there.
It might or might not. I mean, if they do evasive
It's
action,
like
it could go to the spot where they were and explode.
D6.
So evasive action is going to be very important. And remember, the sensors show that there is a torpedo headed toward you right now. So pretty much guarantee you'll want to take evasive action.
So-
Yeah,
we
so
should dodge
maybe
it.
I wonder.
maybe the pilot can fire the torpedo
Well,
and
Hera-
co-pilot,
Yeah, I was thinking
evasive
the same
action.
thing.
and then
Yeah,
us
we
two
look
could
good.
reload another torpedo after the torpedo is fired.
No, it'll have to be on the next turn.
Does a railgun fire faster than a torpedo? Like, can
Yes,
you do
the railgun-
evasive action against a
It
railgun?
goes
No. Well, I mean, you can try.
But it's not like you see the rails coming in.
Right. I mean, evasive action is always good, not being where they intended you to be. By the way, one of the sound effects I was going to use, this is what a railgun sounds like. So yeah, it's, can do a spread or whatever. So yes, the co-pilot can take evasive action. Just remember, I've got a whole balanced thing here. When she's taking evasive action, she's not getting a damage report. She's not scanning the enemy ship to see if they're about to fire again. The only reason you know to do evasive action is because she did a scan. So this ship, it is let's see if I can do it this time, a Firefly class far trader. I did it right. I'll have to put in the flashback to the previous session in the video.
The ID beacon identifies it as a Firefly class far trader.
So you guys are approaching a Firefly class far trader. This is a Firefly class far trader.
Firefly far trader.
It's not designed for combat, so it's a little clunky in combat.
Okay.
Torpedo on the way.
I think you should do evasive action and I should fire the railgun. Or do you think the torpedo is better?
Yeah, the torpedo,
Yeah,
and then next
it
time we can
does more
reload the
damage.
torpedo, and then you fire the railgun.
And yes, the torpedo is loaded, so you are
Okay, let's
free
do
to fire.
that.
So you're going to fire a torpedo. Wait, no, we'll do one turn at a time. You're going to fire a torpedo. Who else is doing what?
I'm taking
You're doing evasive action, okay. And I guess there's not much for you two guys to do at the moment.
Yeah, I would just still be doing like that.
Okay. You'd probably be down there like praying, Oh, Father Ordna!
No, I'm a fierce.
Oh, right.
Fierce pirate.
Okay. All right, so that's our turn. So, yes, go ahead and fire your railgun. 2d6 7 for success.
Or no, torpedo.
Oh, torpedo. Okay, torpedo is different. Torpedo, you're just firing in general. You're not specifying a target?
When at the ship.
Right.
I think we should fire at the bridge, because if you look at the ship, it's not like this ship where the bridge is kind of extended. It's kind of all together.
Keep in
So-
mind,
Center
naming
mass.
a specific target is going to add a complication. It's harder to do.
I think we should just hit the ship.
Yeah,
Okay.
just hit.
Anyway,
If you did hit the bridge, though, it'd be worth it. They'd be down in one shot. Although I did say it has light armor, so there's a chance it wouldn't penetrate. If you want to specify a target, then you will take a boon die, which means you're going to roll 3 dice and take the best one and toss it out. Whatever you've got left, if it's a success, you hit the bridge. But if not,
Be a bane.
huh?
Isn't that bane?
I'm sorry, you're right. It's a bane, not a boon.
What do you want, Captain?
I think we should just fire, because there's a good chance we'll hit the bridge if it hits.
Okay.
Alright, so yes, thank you, Big Doll. I'm now fixing that typo.
6.
6. Wait, that was a torpedo. Yes. Okay. Well, that is a miss. They did their own evasive action and managed to evade your torpedo. You are going to take evasive action. So roll me a 2d6. 7 or above for a successful evasion.
7.
7. You have successfully
Just
evaded
barely.
the enemy
It's a-
torpedo.
It went like right underneath it.
Uh-huh. So let's see here. It is now the enemy turn. So, let's see. They are going to, you know what? Yeah, I'll go easy on you. They fired their railguns. And I got a 9, so that is a successful hit. You hear an explosion, you feel something shake, but you don't know where you're damaged. Let me tell you some options. The propulsion, that's your jump drive and your maneuver drive. Life support, power, navigation, that includes helm as well as astrogating, sensors, weapons. One of those just got hit, but you don't know what until you do a sensor scan. So yes, you guys have taken a hit from a railgun. It is now your turn.
I think we first should do a sensor, then the railgun, and then
What if they're, I mean, do you want to do, because we can scan the ship for damage, but we can't scan the ship for damage and scan them. I wonder if we should scan the ship for damage and do evasive action.
Yeah.
well,
Well, somebody down below decks loads a torpedo, I would think.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would love one
What?
already.
well, they can't have a torpedo fire because they fired it last turn, and it takes one turn
Not
to
the
re-
last turn.
Last time they
That
just
was-
shot a railgun.
Yeah.
So they could be
This time-
reloading.
Yeah, if they could. Oh,
I think we should do that.
That's what I think too.
and then we can reload the torpedo.
Mm-hmm.
Guys,
Although if we don't do successful evasive action, we might do poorly, and the torpedo might not.
Well, eventually we'll get to Smuggler's Notch.
Well, actually, can we do evasive? Because they haven't fired their torpedo yet. They just reloaded it.
Well, they shot the railgun last time, so they
Yeah.
could fire again.
Yeah, but then you can't really
could
do evasive action
load the-
before they fire their torpedo.
I see what you're saying.
But we don't know if they fired the torpedo yet.
But they couldn't have because
Yeah.
they fired the Gatling.
If
Oh,
we're to
that-
play the rules logically, then yes, he's right. They haven't had enough time to reload another torpedo.
Okay, then I'll fire the railgun.
Yeah.
Hera can do a scan. One of you can do the torpedo, and the other one, based on the scan, can do a repair, maybe.
That'll be on the next turn.
Okay.
You know, it's you guys haven't played D&D. In D&D, in battle, they chop it into 6-second slices. And what I'm basically doing here is like chopping it into 1-second slice. Like the 4 things that you guys choose to do, you're doing them all at once.
Okay.
And then you're going to all do something else. And therefore, it wouldn't be instantaneous that she does the scan and now they know
Yeah.
what to fix.
Yeah.
It'd have to be on the next turn.
Okay.
So we're saying evasive action,
No, railgun.
railgun, sorry, and loading a torpedo and scanning the ship or doing a diagnostic for damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who goes first?
Well, let's see. You can fire the railgun, why not? Oh, don't hit that one.
4.
Uh-oh. So, yeah,
need a-
you surely didn't hit anything. You loaded a torpedo. You are going to do a ship diagnostic. I don't know that needs a roll. Let me see here.
I don't know.
Ship diagnostic. No. Well, okay. You know what you can do? We can put our fate in your dice. Roll a 1d6 on my damage location table.
5.
5. You have been hit in the external sensors.
Oh.
You can no longer see the enemy ship and know what they're doing. You don't know when a torpedo will be on the way in. You don't know nothing.
Well, then we should just do evasive action every time.
Well, for the co-pilot.
I mean, we just
Yeah.
go skip.
Well, knowing where you've been damaged is really good too. All right, was that the end of the turn? Did we miss anything? You fired the railguns. Okay. Oh, and missed.
Just doing
Right,
this
and
stuff.
missed. Okay, so let's see. Now they have attacked you. They have done the damage on the external centers. You know what? I'm going to let you guys get a step ahead. We'll say that they all stopped for a tea
So
break.
was
for a
it the sensor's array that was damaged?
You don't know that yet. You just know that you are not getting a response from the sensors. The ship's diagnostic tells you, hey, I can't see anything outside the ship. It will, but that's when you start putting your repair guys on it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that.
So I think we should this time do evasive action,
Well, they're not doing it. They didn't do anything.
fire a torpedo,
Doing their tea break.
and then these two guys, can they both work on the repair?
Yes, they can work together on a repair.
Yeah, working.
We'll come to how the repair game works when it gets to it.
But if it's on the outside, they can't go outside because we're.
They don't know. They're going to have to investigate. They're going to have to attempt repairs.
So does that work?
So you're saying,
Hera, evasive action, all fire torpedo, and then these two guys can repair the ship.
okay, all right, fair enough. So let's start with the easy ones. No, let's start with the hard one. You guys have gotten plenty of turns. So, repair minigame. All right. I got it correct that time. Let's see. How about I roll the 1d6, and that's a 4, which means, okay, which one of you is going to go start the repair job?
Both of us.
Yeah.
I need one who is the primary instigator. Which one of you is maybe better at fixing things?
Maybe Bronix, because he's done less.
True. All right, so Baronix, you're going to roll a 2d6 and you need to get a 10. If you get a 10, then it's repaired. Now, since you're going to help him, loan him one of your dice. And now you have a boon. I'm getting this right. Boon is good. Oh, boon, oh, good. Roll them together and toss out the lowest one. The lowest one is 3. That makes 8. Wow. Oh, no, you need to go to 10, don't you? Yep. So, the repair, well, give him his boon die back. The repair is not yet successful. Now remember, the co-pilot can try to do some kind of bypass, rerouting, a hack, something like that. And if you don't do that, then next turn they have to do it again. They have to roll a 10. But if you have a successful hack roll, then they might be done with their
I'll try to
repairs.
reroute the power on the next one, I guess, if that's okay with everybody.
Well, I don't think we have to do the maneuver because didn't they skip their turn?
We don't know what they're doing. That's the
We
problem.
don't know if they're.
We should always assume that they're doing a torpedo until we know.
Well, evasive is good and firing weapons back is good.
Yeah.
Okay, then let's do that.
All right. So who goes first?
Actually, is a torpedo loaded?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
We
all
have
right.
a torpedo.
Then it doesn't matter. I've already
Well-
lost.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I've lost track of which turn we're on. They went first, so now it's still you
Yeah.
guys for this
Okay.
turn.
Do you want to go first? Or do you want me to go first?
So are we rerouting to see if we can,
No, I think that has
Fix.
to wait till next turn.
okay,
Because
so
we
we're doing the
committed to
invasive action.
yeah.
So you should fire the torpedo first and then do the invasive action.
Okay.
Otherwise, we're gonna do the invasive action and the torpedo's gonna go someplace else.
9.
9 for a torpedo launch?
Yep.
Okay, torpedoes away. 9, yes, you did damage, but you know you had a hit,
Okay.
but we don't know what yet.
And we saw it through the windows.
Sure, yes, this ship has windows, unlike the Doulos ship. And then you
Evasive action.
do evasive action. Go ahead and roll it.
6.
Fortunately, they didn't fire, so it doesn't cost you anything. All right. Speaking of not firing, it is now time for them to fire. So, All right, so we'll make it a torpedo. We'll make it a torpedo. By the way, I'm doing straight rolls like everybody else. I can roll out in public, and I don't care if you guys see it. 3. So they did fire a torpedo, but it is not going to hit you. It's now back to your turn.
Whoosh.
Uh-huh.
So, do we want to give these guys another chance to repair it before you
Yeah.
try?
Yeah,
And we can do another evasive action and a railgun?
Well,
I could.
evasive action won't matter because they fired the torpedo and it's not successful.
Yeah,
So
but they
do we-
could use their rail guns.
Yeah.
So you could do like help them out while I reload a torpedo.
Well, I can't leave the bridge.
That's right.
No, not a repair, but do that hack or whatever.
Only the co-pilot can do
Yeah,
that,
the
but
co-pilot.
yes.
And
Can I
then
do
you fire.
evasive action or fire the railgun?
Yeah, fire the
Yeah,
railgun and I
fire-
reload the torpedo and then he
Okay.
tries to fix it.
Okay, that sounds like a good plan. So who goes first?
I'll go first since I don't do anything.
I would think firing the rail guns before we do the evasive action.
Why, he doesn't want to do evasive action.
Oh, I must have missed that.
Alright,
So
I'll play.
I was typing, I was reading. What does our turn consist of?
Railgun,
Okay.
bypass,
Oh, a hack
Okay.
attempt, right?
reload torpedo, try to
Fix
fix
it.
it.
Okay.
Do mechanical fix.
All right, it doesn't matter who goes first, but
I'll
sure.
go first.
Wouldn't the hack have to
7.
wait till the next turn though?
We're hitting the fact that this hasn't been play tested. We're just
Oh.
gonna have to patch it as we go.
Okay.
7, you said.
Mhm.
So you had a successful hit, but you don't know. You don't have any way of determining what.
Saw an
And
explosion.
you are going to try a hack and see if they can spare themselves this
I
repair.
think he should go first though.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause
Yeah, this one is a little bit problematic. But fine, yes, try your repair. He can't help you this time, so it's 2 dice. You gotta get a 10 or better to successfully repair whatever it is.
Electronics.
Make it good, dude.
Oh.
7, still not repaired. You are loading a torpedo,
I swear.
and then you are trying the hack.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the hack, did I explain it already?
No.
No? All right.
We're rerouting the power.
Yeah, but everything in here is simple. Yeah, successful roll means a workaround was found and further repair is now no longer necessary. So roll it, 7 or better. Uh-huh.
Oh.
4, your hack failed. Okay, well, geez. All right, they have fired their rail guns. A 9, you guys have taken more unknown damage. Somebody is really gonna need to
I
do
need.
a ship diagnostic.
I really need
You guys
to
are up.
fix this
So
up.
now I think he should fire the torpedo, then the ship diagnostic,
And then I need
and then
to,
us two
need to fix.
fix
I
the.
think we need to do evasive action because they might
Yeah.
be firing a torpedo next time.
Well, that's next time.
Is that how it works?
Yeah.
So would evasive action be meaningless right now?
I'm gonna blow.
Because they fired the railgun.
And they took pretty good damage.
I would think we would have had to do evasive action on the turn before
The torpedo.
the torpedo, yeah.
Yeah, you know, I was really counting on a scan being done to let you know there's a torpedo on the way. So, I tell you what I will do to make this even more confusing. I will jot down when there's a torpedo on the way or when they have fired their railguns, and then if you think you want to do evasive action, I can tell you if it's going to do any good or not,
Okay.
because a weapon has been fired.
So does it make sense? So would evasive action be effective right now?
We'll give a free pass on this one and say no.
Okay, well I'll fire the torpedo. You can do a diagnostic, I guess.
And then we'll fix the.
And you guys try to fix the thing. Okay?
Now, if you fire a torpedo and he doesn't load one, you know that's going to throw you off a turn, right?
Yeah. Well, I thought we couldn't load
Yeah,
and
we
fire
can.
at the same time.
Oh, right, sorry, yes.
We already
Okay.
loaded.
9.
9. So that was an effective torpedo launch.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys really need to fix your sensors. It'll make things easier on me.
Dude, it's messy.
Their ship is disabled and we'll just keep on
Right,
hitting.
right.
Sure, just so.
Explode.
Okay, so you fired a torpedo. It did hit. Who else is doing what now?
So we fixing the sensor so
Oh, you're gonna work together.
it's a
Yeah.
boom.
Okay.
And Leslie.
10
Come on,
or
Veronica.
better.
Come on, Veronica.
Throughout the lowest is a 1. That's an 8. Oh man, this is bad damage. Okay. And I may need to rebalance. Here's the way the repair game works. If I roll a 1 to find out the damage, it's a 7 to succeed. A 2 is an 8, a 3 is a 9, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I might need to shift these down a bit to make the repairs a bit easier. So I'll consider that for the future, and I'm stating it for the camera. So
Alright.
who else is doing what?
I'm doing a scan, right?
Diagnostic.
Ship diagnostic. Okay.
7.
Of yourself, you mean? All right. Roll a 1d6.
3.
3. Oh, your primary power has taken some damage. Roll it again.
1.
Yeah.
5.
5. Oh boy. Yeah. Now your communication is out, so you can't beg them for mercy or plead with them.
I wouldn't do that anyway.
Mercy.
So we have.
Although who knows what's happened to them? We've hit them with 2 torpedoes.
I mean, we don't know what happened.
Yeah.
They could be.
Did I only hit them once with the railgun or twice? I think I hit them twice with the
Yeah, you
railgun.
disabled one of their railguns.
Yeah, I hit them twice with the railgun and 2 torpedoes.
And then a torpedo hit.
How much damage can ships like this take?
Different way to
This
find
much.
out. The chart that I have put together, pretty much anything can take 2 hits, and that's it. After that, you lose that functionality completely, and your ship is, might be limping along. As it is right now, you have damaged sensors, damaged primary power, and damaged communications. That does not mean any of them. It doesn't mean there's a big, just blackened hole where it was yet. You get hit there again, and that's what's going to happen.
Okay.
You still do not know your damage on the, for all you guys know, yes, you already hit the bridge. But,
Hold on, I thought that the roll was not for diagnostic, it was for repairing. No? Rerouting power.
oh, the hack was what you wanted to do? I thought you wanted to run a diagnostic to see where your damage was.
That's what I thought too.
Oh, okay.
You can try a hack on your next one. It's easier for you to get a 7 than it is for them to get a 10,
Yeah.
even with a boon die. All right, let's see here. I'm just going to go ahead, this is like playing Valkyria Chronicles. I'm going to go ahead and say that you're not aware, actually, I did make a note. All right, I'll be nice and save that one for the next turn. You guys better make it count this time. Remember,
That doesn't sound good.
Bosk liked that idea of trying to target a specific area of the ship.
Because if we
If we
hit the bridge,
The rail.
then there's a especially if it has windows, there's a good chance that
Okay.
there's
Then
a big black hole.
and I can target the bridge with a railgun because that's all. I
No,
have.
only torpedoes can target.
Okay, then we have to wait because we don't have a loaded torpedo.
Yeah, not yet.
So I don't know what we should do.
Evasive action.
Well, you can do evasive action, and I can reload a torpedo.
And she can try
Well-
the hack.
And
But
you can try a repair.
Maybe they should do 2 different ones. Like he can try to repair one, and then
We don't
she
need
can
the
try another.
we don't need the comms.
Well, we also have the main power.
We don't beg for mercy.
Well, the power. What was it? The system affected was the comm system though.
But also the primary power is damaged. If you were to take another shot to your primary power, you'd be on auxiliary.
Yeah.
So maybe Wesley can do the primary power, and then Hera can do the
Sensors.
and then you do evasive action, and I reload a turn.
Okay.
It's all coming together, isn't it? All right. You're doing evasive action. Go for it.
9.
9. Oh boy, is that good. The torpedo slid right past you. Okay? Nice flying there. Maybe it is good that he's the pilot. All right. And now you are trying to repair what?
The primary system.
The primary power. All right, give me that. Oh, you're loading a torpedo, right?
Yeah.
All right, you loaded a torpedo. You go ahead and try to repair that primary power. Need a 10.
Remember, Alex?
It ain't so hard. There's like 4 opportunities on the dice.
I'm trying to warm them up.
Oh, okay. Very important. It might be a little chilly in here.
So is our targeting system down then too?
No. It's these dice.
We'll say not. They don't
Okay.
go with the sensors.
Okay.
Yes, you guys have the worst repairman in the world down there, and you are trying to do a hack on
Reroute the power.
for the
The
sensors.
sensors.
Okay, 7 or better.
Come on.
Oh, 5.
Oh, you guys are blind still. Wow.
It's
I think we need
fuses
to
and
trade
stuff.
jobs.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yes.
Alright.
All right, so that puts me back on. Yeah. So okay, I made my turn. Let's see here. Oh, and I will be successful. Whoops, I shouldn't even be saying things like that. So, back to your turn.
Well, we don't have to do evasive action because they can't fire the torpedo again.
Correct.
So
You can
then
you can evade a railgun attack though too.
So here's what I think.
I think you should
I think
fire the
Hera
torpedo.
should do evasive action. I think I should target their bridge.
And then us two will try to fix the
The
systems.
main power.
The main power. I was thinking the system, the sensor or whatever.
I mean, we don't want to go on auxiliary power.
No, but
We
also
can
don't
be
wanna-
without sensors.
Although we,
I'd rather be, because if we don't have power, we don't have anything.
okay, then we'll do the power.
We can't do evasive maneuvers.
So, how do I still just roll for a targeted at their bridge?
Okay, you are going to target their bridge with a torpedo. You need to add a 3rd die. It is a Bane die. You will toss out your highest die.
Come on.
9.
Wait, I got a
Okay.
5 and a 5.
You know what? In the interest of time, I'm going to say you guys heard a huge explosion behind you, and this battle is done. Okay? So you guys are on your way to Smuggler's Notch. You have only got a few minutes to go. You do have damaged primary power. You do have damaged communications,
We could
and you have damaged sensors. Is there something that you guys might want to repair before you get into Smuggler's Notch space?
All 3 of them.
I think we should.
Yeah.
I think we definitely need
Yeah, at least
communications.
Yeah.
So
Because
maybe you guys can try a mechanical fix and Hera can try
Or we could do the power.
We can fix power when
the
we're on the ground.
communication.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm going to cheat and let you know that if you come into Smuggler's Notch and not identify yourself, they're going to blow you out of the sky. If you make it to Smuggler's Notch, you've got all the time in the world to fix your primary power and sensor
Yeah, then we're
problems.
gonna do communications.
We're going to say that you got your communications repaired, okay? That'll just be quicker and easier so we can get on with the story. And wow, this is going to turn out to be something. If this is going to go 2 sessions, then I promise you guys another ship battle. And if that ship battle ends up taking place in the 2nd session, maybe I'll get this game tightened up a little bit, okay? All right, but that's bio break. So how about now the chips and the drinks?
Yeah.
Don't discuss anything when the camera ain't rolling.
Mm-hmm. I was just thinking, too bad we don't have jacks to sacrifice.
Ah.
Right.
So how about now the chips and the drinks?
Yeah, I would have the coat and like have the knives of the people I murdered.
Oh my. Okay.
And,
Wow.
like, and like all the poisons.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.